Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you.
Alright, I think I'm pretty well situated. How's our engine temps look?
EGTs are below 700. CHTs are 150.
Okay.
What's field elevation?
250.
Okay.
How about our fuel gauge? How's it looking?
We've got a little more than half a tank.
Okay, I put there's a total of 7.5 gallons in there, so does that match what the fuel gauge says?
Yes, it's between half and 3/4.
Okay. Alright, so take a look at the wind. Which way are we going?
I'm just kind of looking at it. It says that it taxied off that way. I think that he set the traffic pattern. It's just been fluctuating like this on the crosswind. So I haven't noticed any clear way that would be better. It's a crosswind both ways.
Okay. And so the guy was going which way?
He taxied off that way.
Did he? Okay. He didn't say anything though?
No.
Okay.
I think he's going to take off to the north, but I haven't seen him take off yet.
Okay. Well, from here it looks like it's favoring taking off on runway 30, so we would taxi to the right.
Okay.
He may be taking off a different direction. He may be going for gas and then return for taxi or what.
Okay.
So we'll go up and we'll just kind of peek out the side and see what he's doing.
Pretty windy. See how fast the clouds are moving?
Yeah.
There might be some wind shear when we get over the trees or something.
Yeah, that's true.
So, are you ready to taxi out?
Yeah.
Okay.
Be careful, we don't want to get in this guy's way. We have poor brakes right now, so give him plenty of room.
Okay.
Okay, it looks like he's taking off on 30 as well, so follow him out.
Okay.
Now, keep it nice and slow while we taxi, and then pay attention to your crosswind control position. So the wind is going to be coming behind us, kind of from the left. So when the wind is behind you, you want to go with the flow, so stick in the direction of the wind is going.
Down into the crosswind, right?
Yeah. Now the wind is still coming from behind us. So you want to use that behind you crosswind correction. As it's coming from right here, it's going like this. There you go. Guys, the reason you want that is you don't want the wind getting underneath that wing to lift it. guys. You don't want to get underneath that wing right there to lift it. So that's why you go that way, to keep the air from getting underneath it.
Okay.
And you go full down elevator to keep the weight on the nose wheel for steering.
John Bell Williams traffic, Cessna 9053 Alpha, taking runway 30 for takeoff, departing to the north.
That better?
Yeah.
Okay. So since he's on the runway now, we can go right up to the hold short line?
Yeah, we can.
Okay.
Alright, so it's been a little while since we flew the Challenger. It's been a little while since it ran. So we're going to be very cautious. We're going to stay close to the runway.
Okay.
We're going to keep our emergency landing options open at all times to include, glide to a field or glide back to the runway from the downwind. And on this initial takeoff, we're going to just break ground and then immediately throttle back, slow it down, and let it just enter a normal landing. Don't rush it, just let it slow down on its own at a couple feet high, and then we'll land and we'll taxi back for another one.
Okay.
That'll give us a good chance. Alright, coming up on the hold short line. So if you cross, hold on guys, you're going to send us into the weeds and we're never going to get out. It's a little too late to do anything about it now. You needed to start planning back then. You can't taxi back and back up. Just move on out. We're clear.
Okay.
But to cross the hold short line needs to be a deliberate action, and you just sort of rolled across it.
Okay.
Now in a towered environment, that's a big deal. Okay, go ahead and move us out in position. In a tower, the next call you hear is, Challenger, when you're done, you need to call the tower. We've got some forms for you to fill out. And then you get a call from the FAA that says, we'd like you to tell us what happened, and we got some additional retraining that you're going to need to do before you can fly again.
Okay.
All right, move us out. Raymond traffic, Challenger 443 Sierra Romeo, departing 30, left closed traffic, Raymond.
So we're going to go full power.
Yep, we're going to take off. And as soon as you come off the ground at 1 or 2 feet, then go ahead and throttle back and then set up for a regular landing.
Okay. We want to keep left aileron in to keep the wing down.
Yeah. You don't want to overdo it. You're going to need to take it out as you progressively get faster.
Okay. And then just when we get up, we'll throttle back and land.
Yep.
Do we need a flare on it?
Yeah, it's a regular landing. You just start the approach from 5 or 10 feet or whatever you leveled off at after immediately taking off.
Okay. You ready?
I'm ready. I've done my final checks.
All right. Going out.
All right. Okay, let's exit off at the next exit, and we'll taxi back for another one.
Alright, I think that we can make C. Yeah.
So the whole idea behind that, Ice, was just I wanted to give the engine a chance to, develop full power and give us an indication that it wasn't happy before we got out over the trees.
Okay.
So doing a takeoff, a reduction, a landing, taxi back will give us a little time to evaluate, make sure everything's good to go. Then we'll go around the pattern. Well, we would go around the pattern once anyway, and this time we'll go around the pattern once, being very cautious and staying in close to make sure, just to reestablish that yes, everything really is good, the engine's ready to fly, and then we'll just resume our landing practice.
Alright.
Now that wind was pretty stiff, wasn't it?
It was.
It's almost a direct crosswind, and it looks like it's between 8 and 10 right now. Could be going up to as high as 15.
Gonna have to be careful not to overcorrect when we're coming down, because it's definitely going a lot faster up there than down here.
Yeah.
So have you seen that Challenger fly at all yet?
No. Paul brought it over, and that was the only time it flew. He said it flew okay, but he doesn't have a lot of experience flying Challengers, so, admittedly, he doesn't have a lot to compare it to.
Out of the way, bird. Okay, he's driving on the taxiway. He's going to yield to us, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, so the approach end looks clear. I don't hear anybody on the radio. I think we're ready to just head on out.
Alright. This is going to be a normal takeoff, and we're going to stay in gliding distance of the runway?
Yeah. So
Okay.
we'll, we don't want to go too far down past the end of the runway, so we're going to turn crosswind, around the end of the runway. And then we'll stay so that if, we're on downwind climbing out, probably, that we can glide right back to the field. Raymond traffic, Challenger 443 Sierra Romeo departing 30, left close traffic, Raymond.
Okay. Wow. All right, ready?
Yep.
Up to 900, CHTs are 200. Good. So you want to turn at the runway, Ed?
Yeah, turn at the end of the runway. Keep climbing us out. And then just visualize your glide back to the runway. And don't get anywhere outside of that.
Okay.
Now, if we were to have the engine quit on downwind, the wind is going to be at our back. That's going to extend our glide a little bit. We just want to take that into account so that we don't overshoot our runway. Alright, and we'll go up to, we'll use 800 as our pattern altitude.
Alright, that's ready.
Okay. Alright, this first one is going to be a go around 50 feet.
Okay. Gonna have to go fast on this. It's tight. Alright,
Okay.
turning base.
Alright.
I think that I'm gonna slip in.
Now remember, this base turn is going to be really quick because the wind is directly at our back. So you're almost going to have to do a continuous turn. You got to account for that drift.
And I gotta roll us in on a crab.
Alright, watch that airspeed. Alright, looks good. Let's go around.
Alright, going around. turning base. Now the airspeed. Turn into final.
So as we're at 700 feet, hold on, let's go around. I don't like this. We're at 700 feet over the threshold. That's too high.
You want me to fly all the way down or turn halfway?
You can turn here. Well, let's go up to 800. And we're going awfully slow right now. Alright, so I got it.
You got it. Alright, I'm going to be my touchdown point. I'm going to go ahead and bring some power back up. Here's my first power reduction. Here's my second power reduction. Power reduction. Now I'm anticipating the wind, so I'm turning early so I roll out on center line rather than trying to overdo it. And I'm going to immediately set up a crab. Alright, going around.
Second power reduction. Power reduction.
Okay, now anticipate this turn. We're drifting fast.
Going around.
Okay. All right, smooth on the power. Just a little bit slower was going to be better. What you don't want to do is cause the engine to burble when you need it the most.
What did you say?
I said smooth on the power when you go around. You don't want to hit it so fast that you cause the engine to burble when you need it the most.
Okay.
So it should be a couple of seconds to go to full throttle.
Okay.
very close on this approach, which means it's going to be hard not to crank it around to overshoot the runway. It can be done, but the danger is going to be that you're going to really just yank this sucker around because you're trying to turn on a dime.
Okay.
Really got to be careful. Got to make sure you don't pull any excessive angles of attack. Got to keep your nose down and your speed up. Demonstrate a crosswind landing. Alright, so I'm going to put just a little bit of power on to help out. So I'm going to keep this wing down, and then I'm going to correct with rudder. Wing down, correct with rudder, wing down, correct with rudder, wing down, correct with rudder. That's it, I'm out. Okay? So don't be afraid to get that wing all the way down. And if you hear the sound of grinding fiberglass, well then you know it was a really strong windy day. And then you can brag to everybody that you landed in such strong crosswinds that you ground the wingtips down. But I'm telling you, it's unlikely to happen. Okay, so you're far more likely to get in trouble by not enough crosswind and to have a serious drift. You saw that we were kind of getting slow because I was holding it, we were getting slower and slower. And when it finally landed, we were pretty much out of energy. We were done flying. You know, I was able to hold it for what, maybe 2 seconds on the ground before it just kind of quit and plopped down altogether. So, really want to watch those. Kind of hard, you know, it's kind of a direct crosswind. Is it in front of us? Is it behind us?
Yeah.
Don't really know. I'm going to keep that aileron down just to make sure it doesn't get underneath that wing. Is that your feet, I feel, or is there something behind it?
I think it might be my feet.
Take your feet completely off. Okay. Just feels like it's kind of stiff right there at the very end. Maybe it's just the tire contact. I'm feeling a pretty good weather vaning tendency from behind us. The air is pushing on our tail and it's trying to spin us around, nose into the wind. So the tire is resisting that.
That makes sense.
Alright, we'll do a couple more. So, you made the right call. If you weren't happy with that approach, you know, go around. There's nothing like getting set up from the start to pull off a good landing. Whether to go fly. I don't know, it's kind of windy. Well, he's flying.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure I heard the sound of grinding fiberglass when he landed.
Yeah. He says, that's not really flying. That's exercising the law of Earth repulsion. It's like, ooh, get away, get away, get away. Alright, I'm going to make this take off.
Okay.
Ramming traffic, Challenger 443, Sierra Romeo, departing 30, left closed traffic, ramming. Okay, so we're going to hold our crosswind correction controls, through the takeoff roll, recognizing that our aileron input is going to have to be reduced at the moment of liftoff. Not taken out completely, just reduced, because we don't want to go into an immediate snap roll. And then we're going to put in a crab to track the center line.
Okay.
Keep your angle of attack low, keep coordinated, and then just make a continuous turn coming on around in, so you're not tempted to crank around at the last second. Bring your power all the way off. You got plenty of distance, so you're good. All right, let's go all the way down to a landing. All right, now watch that airspeed. Don't get too low right at the end. More aileron. We got to get back on the center line, I see. There you go. Okay. All right, looking good. Now keep that wing down. Wing down, wing down. Wing down. All right.
Lost the rudder right there for a second.
Yeah.
Wasn't paying attention.
Yeah. All right, let's taxi clear and we'll come back for another one.
Okay. Listened to my podcast the other day.
Hold on, Ice. Not right now. Unless it directly applies to crosswind landings.
No, it doesn't.
Okay, we're going to save that talk for later. All right, taxi's clear. right, I'm going to demonstrate on this next one.
Okay.
We're going to take off. We're going to immediately transition to level flight at 5 or 10 feet, and then we're going to land back in a crosswind landing.
Okay.
And we're going to do that a couple of times, and just practice the point, where we're getting ready to touch down. I'm going to keep a little bit of power on, so as to make sure we don't run out of energy, and to prolong the touchdown, so it doesn't happen all at once. Like fly, plop, done. I'd like to find out who owns that RV. I like the way it's painted. That Coast Guard look is cool.
Yeah. I think it was that guy who was at the chapter meeting last time. It looks familiar.
Really?
Yeah. When the lady was there taking pictures of everyone's airplane.
Was it parked out front?
I think so.
Yeah.
Either that or a different RV was parked next to us, but there was an orange, I think it was kind of Coast Guard-y.
Yeah. Okay. I know there was an RV4, tail dragger.
That might have been it.
And this is Paul Duff. He was not at the chapter meeting. He's the chapter president.
What was the president not doing? Or what was the president doing not at the meeting?
I don't know. Hopefully he was doing something worthwhile.
Clouds are looking pretty mean.
Be departing the pattern to the west,
Yeah, I actually don't think that we're going to be flying gliders today, and I think that the weather's going to turn nasty before we get a chance to get set up. But we'll give Boyd a call and see what he thinks.
Yeah. That WP?
Yeah.
So just to recap, we're going to take off, kind of like we did on the first one.
Yeah.
Transition to level flight. Hold that for a second, and then reduce power almost to nothing. We still have a little power to carry us over and do a crosswind landing.
That's right.
Okay. And you're going to demonstrate this one?
Correct.
Okay.
I guess the other person decided not to go fly. Came out in his truck and he was pulling the plane out, and now his truck's gone and the plane's not gone. I think he was like, I don't know, I don't think I'm gonna go. Alright, I got it.
Okay, your airplane.
Raymond traffic, Challenger 443, Sierra Romeo, departing 30, left close traffic, Raymond. It's a really left close traffic, as in we're not even going to get off the taxiway. That's alright. Let them know we're staying in the area, we're not going someplace else. So they need to continue to worry about us. on because I didn't quite get it leveled off. But, you know, that's the idea. Is practice that moment of touchdown, keep the, you know, the wing down, and then track straight ahead using the rudder. I wonder if we can make this turn without a nose wheel. We're going into the wind. This one's going to be a little harder. I don't know. Give a little adverse yaw from aileron.
There we go.
Alright, probably ought to just drive normal now. Alright, you think you got the idea?
Yes.
Okay. Alright, your airplane.
Alright, I got it. They got the prop put back on.
Yeah. Yeah, I was out here after work one day, and Dimitri and Al Stubblefield were here working on it. He was going to go get some transition training from a guy somewhere nearby. You know, I guess they did not leave. I thought they did. I must have just mentally missed the fact that they were still on the side.
Don't see anyone.
All right. Head on out. That was developing?
Yeah.
So, the best way to counteract that is with some power. we can make it. Just a sweeping turn will do it. Nothing to it.
So can the Challenger outclimb the Sonics?
I don't know. The overall rate of climb is lower in the Challenger.
Okay.
You know, feet per minute, you know, that type of thing. Maybe a really, really, you know, light Challenger, well-built, you know, all that, might be able to outclimb Sonics. This one won't.
Okay.
However, because it can climb so steeply, when you look at the climb over the ground, I think, you know, the climb angle is going to be substantially steeper in the Challenger.
So much weather vaning that you don't even need to use right rudder.
Yeah.
You just relax the left rudder so the wind can weather vane you back in.
Alright, let's just make a normal takeoff and pattern this time.
Okay.
We'll plan to come in and make a normal touch and go.
Alright, you ready?
I'm ready. want to end up in these trees over here.
Okay.
That's good.
No bump there?
Yep. Alright, so see how the extra spacing gave you plenty of time to get lined up? Alright, so keep that wing down. That's a bit rough, guys. Alright, let's go. Now the problem with that one was, right at the very end, the wind, weather made us back into the wind. So we were lined up, and then we kind of turned right at the very end.
Yeah.
And so we kept going sideways, and the tires grabbed and jerked and skidded and all that. We got to hold those corrections all the way through the touchdown. You were back to neutral stick. So you don't want to let that drift start up all over again.
Okay.
Alright, let's go again.
Alright.
back to the runway. From here, we have a rough time being able to glide back. So we just want to, we want to be aware of our ground track so we can have a return back. Okay. I want to get buried in one of those corners where there's no way back. Watch your speed, Ice. There's a little bit of wind shear right there. Did you feel it? I did. The wind swung about 30 degrees, and so we had a very slight change to a tailwind. Feel the bottom start to drop out. Our airspeed dropped all of a sudden. Yeah, I didn't like it. No, you did the right thing. Power up and get out.
Alpha is on a 3-mile mile to 30.
And that sink was going to kill us. Did you feel that?
Yeah.
We were hovering down there at around 50 or so, and then all of a sudden we set up that sink and we had to arrest it. We had no extra energy to pitch the nose up. All right, let's clear off the taxiway here.
Felt that too. I went to give it full power just a hair after you did.
Yeah.
And I felt the power already going up. So what's the best way to avoid that? I think that I pulled up too early and too much, too high.
Yeah, you were still a little off the ground, and so you were leveling off, and our speed was bleeding off, and I was just about to say something when the bottom started to drop out.
Okay.
All right, I got it.
All right.
So you feel this adverse yaw if I turn this way.
Yeah.
Raymond traffic, Cessna 7949 is about 5 miles. ILS runway 12, Raymond.
I think that's that green Cessna there. It's landing.
Yeah. And the other guy's 5 miles, and he's going to be landing 1 too. I don't think so. I mean, hopefully, this guy set up for a 3-mile final. You know, he had no idea what was going on at the airport. He just decided that he was on a good straight in, and so you know, he just came on in.
The green one?
Yeah. Did you hear him right about the time the power came up? He called in that he was on a 3-mile final.
I think I heard the radio on, but I didn't hear him.
Yeah. And the other one, I think, is the flight school airplane.
Yeah, the one that is fueling up, I think.
Yeah.
Raymond traffic, Cessna 53 Alpha, clear the runway, taxi to the ramp.
So are we going to take off again? Or?
Yeah, I'm going to make one circuit.
Okay. Man, that guy's building something.
That's WP. He's putting the wing on his airplane.
We'll have to go see if we can help him out after the cool looking plane.
Yeah. They're talking about the base for your forge.
Yeah. See, that was 16 inches.
Raymond traffic, Cessna 7949, left downwind runway 30, Raymond.
Raymond traffic, Challenger 443, Sierra Romeo, departing 30, left close traffic, Raymond. tight, watching everything. That was a tail wheel first landing.
Uh-huh.
Did you feel the tail wheel hit and then the base flop down? Gotta try to find the right happy medium where the tail is off the ground but the nose is off the ground too. So the point was, you see how, you know, I'm using power, I'm controlling my glide path, you know, to where I want it to be, and I'm pitching the nose up, you know, to get my touchdown speed where I want. I'm using, you know, crosswind controls as needed to keep me centered and moving in the right direction. Don't stop flying it. If you need a little power, you need a little of this, you need a little of that, do whatever you need. Don't stop flying it just because you're getting close to the ground, and then just sort of, you know, hope for the best. Keep at it.
Okay.
Trying to save wear and tear on the nose wheel here. Alright, shut it down. Alright, I got an hour and 30.